Taurus, welcome to your astrology reading for the month of December. So before I jump into the energy, there's always a lot. This is most applicable for your rising sign, also known as your ascendant. That's how other people perceive you. It's also applicable for your sun sign, which is how you express yourself, and then your moon sign, which is how you process everything internally through your emotional lens. And so just to take a second and talk about the energy this month, we have Neptune and Mercury and Chiron all stationing direct. We also have Mars station retrograde. And so Mars stationing retrograde, this only happens every couple of years. So this one's kind of a big deal. We also start and end the month with a new moon. So I'm just going to jump right into that one here. So we have the new moon in Sagittarius. It's on December 1st at 1:21 in the morning Eastern time. Now, I say we're starting the month off with this, but if you're in a different time zone, this might be November 30th. For me, it's December 1st. And so when this happens, when the sun and the moon, they're at the same degree point in the sky, sitting in this Sagittarius energy. So this is really highlighting growth and expansion. How do you feel about it? What do you want to do with it? Any kind of optimism connected to it. This could be higher education, long distance travel. Think of like all the ways that you would grow and expand who you are. For you, this is sitting in your 8th house, which is one of those transformational houses. And so when you think about what needs to change within your life, it's a death and rebirth house. This might be connected to the money that you earn or money that you would inherit from other people. Could be connected to debt too, but I would see it more on the positive side here because that Sagittarius energy is very optimistic. Sagittarius is one of the most, if not the most optimistic sign in the Zodiac. During this new moon, we'll have the sun and the moon trine Mars and Leo. And so Mars and Leo is sitting in your 4th house of home. So any kind of growth and expansion, any changes that you want to make to really become something bigger than what you are, and this could be related to money as well. Mars and Leo is about taking some sort of action at home. So if you were thinking of maybe buying a new home or buying a bigger home, this would be really a time to get that done. That Mars and Leo energy, it's about taking some sort of action at home. And that 8th house energy, I mean, this is growth and expansion. This could be related to the money that you have. This also could be related to the debt that you're taking on with buying a house. There's a mortgage. All of that could really be highlighted here. And then we do have the sun and moon trine, Chiron, retrograde in Aries. And so when it comes to this transformation, anything that you want to kind of let go of so that you can grow and expand here, it's going to help you heal some sort of wound connected to who you are. And this would be your inner self, you just away from the public eye, that Chiron retrograde in Aries. Even as I'm saying these words out loud, this has been a theme that has come up all year. And so with Chiron, it is that wound in your 12th house. So this is something that's subconscious. You might have learned this as a child. There might be something connected to that. Whereas now, any kind of growth and expansion, any changes that are happening there could easily help you figure that out, figure out what you need to do in order to heal that wound, assuming that you want to. The sun and moon in Sagittarius will square Saturn in Pisces. And so any changes that you're making right now that are really meant to help you kind of grow and be and do more here, it's creating obstacles and challenges to working on your friendships, really creating that friend circle that you want for yourself. It's creating obstacles and challenges here. You can work with the energy, you just have to put the effort in. The sun and moon in Sagittarius will be opposite Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. And so now we're talking about 8th house, 2nd house energy. So this could be connected to finances. 8th house, the money that you earn, the money that you pay out. 2nd house, the money that you have. And so if you've been taking and trying to figure out what you need to do to grow your own personal finances, but then decide to take on some sort of debt because you're buying a bigger house or you're really buying a big ticket item here, that would be an opposition energy. Then on the 6th, we have Mars station retrograde in Leo. And so where on the 1st, it was kind of like, now's a good time to buy that house. By the time Mars gets to this retrograde energy, Mars is a planet of action. And so when it's retrograde, this indicates a lot of internal action is going to happen as opposed to some sort of external. And so that window, if you were buying a house, you probably have already done it. Or if you were buying a big ticket item, you might have already accomplished that by the time you get to the 6th. because this Mars retrograde in Leo does indicate that you would be taking some sort of internal action at home instead of an outward action. This Mars retrograde in Leo will trine Sun in Sagittarius. So whatever action that you're taking as it relates to your home, maybe internal action, it's going to help you figure out what you need to do to grow and expand. So if it is kind of that house buying scenario, maybe there's other changes that you're taking within a home environment. Maybe there's other things that you're doing, other actions that you're taking, maybe scaling back on your finances somewhere so that you can afford a bigger home or a new home or something along those lines. Mars retrograde in Leo will trine Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. And so it's about not just expressing how you want to grow and expand, but also about internalizing, thinking things through. What actions do I need to take in order to let something go here? Because that 8th house is about releasing something in the pursuit of something else. And you just getting very clear during this time, what actions do I need to take? What direction do I want to go? Does this all work for me? Seeing the truth in this situation here. Mars retrograde in Leo is opposite Venus in Capricorn. And so any kind of internal action that you're going to take at home, it's just directly opposite bringing something together. I would say because it's hitting your 9th house, when you talk about valuing your growth and maybe coming up with some sort of growth plan, that's how I see this playing out for you. Any kind of internal action you're taking at home is going to conflict whatever you're trying to grow and expand. But it has everything to do with the fact that all the positive influences here are sitting in that death house. And so one of that death house, that death and rebirth kind of release for something new, it's kind of almost releasing so something new can come in, but it's not about growth and expansion. It's about making room for something here. And so this is where the energy is more conducive to release so you can let something else in versus growing and expanding. That's the opposition energy here. Mars retrograde in Leo, trine Neptune retrograde in Pisces. So when it comes to your friends and really getting clear on the goals that you're trying to establish with your friends, what kind of relationships do you want with these people? Whatever action you're taking at home easily blends. So let's say that you're moving to an area that puts you closer to your friends, things like that. That would be that type of energy. Mars in Leo, this Mars retrograde in Leo is opposite Pluto in Aquarius. And so when it comes to making changes at home, this is really like work-life kind of balance, home versus work kind of energy. That's where the opposition's coming into play. So if you're taking some sort of action as it relates to your home environment, it's going to be opposite any kind of changes that are taking place within your work. So I would say overall, this is more about releasing something to make room for something else and really taking some sort of action as it relates to your home environment above anything else. And then the next day, we have Venus enter Aquarius. And so Venus has now entered into your career sector. So it's left your house of growth and expansion now in your career center. So it wants to bring things together as it relates to your job, as it relates to your public reputation. That's going to conjunct Pluto and Aquarius. So any kind of changes that you want to make there certainly align with bringing something together. This is about releasing something. That Pluto is that death and rebirth. And so let's release something, make room for something else, bring everything together, creating this kind of harmony and balance within your career. And because we're talking about your career being the highlight versus your home life, this is that Venus in Aquarius opposite Mars retrograde in Leo energy again. So we're talking about your home versus your work environment. We just talked about it. It's just that the signs are a little bit different now, or the planets are a little bit different. So whatever you're trying to bring together at work, it's going to be opposite any kind of internal action that you're taking at home. It's really more about which one is the priority. It seems like during this time, it might be your work environment. Venus in Aquarius, trine Uranus retrograde in Taurus. And so whatever it is that you're trying to bring together at work, whatever you love about your job and you want to kind of use that to create some sort of harmony and balance at work, it's going to easily flow with whatever changes are happening to you on a physical level, on a personal level, because that Uranus retrograde in Taurus is you personally. And a lot of the changes taking place might be the way that you see yourself. These would be kind of sudden realizations. It's like, oh, I am capable of doing that. I am able to accomplish all of this at the same time, and that now I feel better about myself. These would be the kind of changes that are taking place for you. We also have Venus in Aquarius, sextile Neptune, retrograde in Pisces. And so when it comes to getting clear on your friendships and the type of friendships that you want here, whatever you're trying to bring together at work, whatever harmony and balance that you're establishing there, it's going to create an opportunity for you to get really clear on your friends. What kind of relationship do you want with those people? And then the same day that we have Venus enter Aquarius, we have Neptune stationed direct in the sign of Pisces. So Neptune in Pisces, Neptune is the planet of dreams, your goals, all of those things. Pisces is the sign for that. And so it's all sitting in your 11th house. These are your friends, your community, the people that you surround yourself with by choice. And so when it comes to your ideal group of friends, it's creating an opportunity for, I don't want to say changes, it's more stability and harmony and balance and bringing things together in your work environment. So your friends and your work environment might really be connected during this time. It's a sextile, it's an opportunity you're going to have to seize, but it is there. It's also going to create an opportunity for you to make changes at work. So whatever it is with your friends here, it's creating this opportunity for change. Love to see that showing up here. And when it comes to your friends, it's going to easily flow with whatever action that you're trying to take at home. So whatever internal action that you've been thinking about, you want to do here, when it comes to your friends and the goals that you've set with your friends, easily blends with this energy. You don't have to put any effort or action into it. It feels like you probably already did, especially if it's kind of related to buying a home or moving in something in that realm. You've already kind of done what you need to do here. Neptune in Pisces will sextile Uranus retrograde in Taurus. And so when it comes to your friends and spending time with your friends and just that kind of really positive energy of this is how I want my friendships to be, it's creating an opportunity for more changes to take place to you. So that Uranus retrograde, again, it's your physical body, maybe the way that you see yourself, maybe the way that you see or think about yourself, the other way people think about you or see you. There's something about this where changes are going to happen for you. It's not Uranus it's sudden change, but because this is showing up as an opportunity, you might be the one taking some sort of action here that initiates a change within yourself. And then we have the full moon in Gemini. So that's going to happen on the 15th at 4:02 in the morning Eastern time. And so Sagittarius is sitting in your 8th house. That's that death and rebirth house, but it's also other people's money. So we've got that 8th house energy, which is either the money that you earn, the money that you pay out, or it's some sort of change that's taking place opposite the money that you currently have. And that 2nd house energy, that money is money that's sitting in your bank account. It's money that you've already earned. It's already yours. Nobody can take this away from you. And so if you're trying to grow and expand something here within this house of transformation, could be that you're trying to buy something bigger, or I would say spend more. Maybe spend more is going to be opposite this moon in Gemini, because how you feel about what you have, this is an opposition energy, which indicates that you might be in a position to spend more money on something which would deplete this, and that would be that opposite to how you feel about the money that you have. And so that's that opposition energy. Because the sun is opposite the moon, it's also going to be opposite Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. And so when it comes to your personal finances, anything that you've been trying to do to grow and expand what you currently have, it's going to be opposite any kind of, well, I want to spend more money, or I want to take on an additional responsibility, whatever this is, financial responsibility. So it's that 8th house, 2nd house push-pull energy. Because the sun is opposite those two are talking to each other. So how you feel about the money you have, any kind of growth strategy you're trying to put in place, or anything that you want to do to grow and expand your personal finances here, those are going to be fully aligned. It's just that maybe your spending doesn't align with these goals right now. It's going to be passing. This is full moon energy, doesn't tend to stick around for very long because the moon does move pretty quickly here. And then we have the sun in Sagittarius square Neptune in Pisces. And so whatever it is that you're doing, whatever transformation is taking place right now, so releasing something to go after something more, maybe spending more money, earning more money, it's going to create obstacles and challenges to your friendships right now. But so does the money that you currently have. Both of these are in a T square with your friendships. And so when it comes to really establishing that group relationship kind of environment, because it's not an individual you with an individual friend. This is you with the collective. How do you feel about your friends? What kind of ideals do you have when it comes to them? What kind of dreams do you have for them? How you're spending your money, how you feel about your money, maybe something that you're going after here. It is creating obstacles and challenges to maybe working on those friendships, but it's more of like whatever has occupied you from a financial perspective right now is more dominant than working on your friendships. And so it's a square. You can certainly work with the energy. It just seems like maybe now's not the right time. The Sun in Sagittarius will trine Chiron retrograde in Aries. And actually, both the Sun and the Moon have a positive aspect here. The Sun is more easygoing. So when it comes to whatever it is that you're changing, maybe something that you're buying here, taking on more debt, earning more money, whatever it is, it's helping to heal that wound that is beneath the surface in you. How you feel about the money that you have creates an opportunity for you to heal whatever this wound is. This wound might be connected to financial security and you being able to provide for yourself. If that's that would be an inner wound. This might be that instance where it's helping you figure things out, helping you understand what you are capable of doing. And then the same day as the full moon, we actually have Mercury stationed direct. So it's in the sign of Sagittarius. We've been kind of lucky. It's always been in Sagittarius. So Mercury in Sagittarius is a lot of growth and expansion and lots of conversations around it. When it was retrograde, it was a lot of, okay, let's go inward. Let's really focus, get clear on things. Now it's outward again. We are going to be in the post shadow. So that kind of retrograde energy will diminish in value until we're fully in this Mercury go forward energy, which is January 2nd. And so for you, Mercury in Sagittarius is in your 8th house. So when it comes to things that you want to change, anything here that you want to change, your personal finances relative to the money that the debt that you're picking up, or maybe the money that you're earning here, Mercury in Sagittarius indicates these are a lot of transformative, positive, optimistic, this is in my best interest kind of conversation. And that creates an opportunity for you to kind of engage with your friends, bring people together, highlight what you value about those friendships. Also in your career sector, that's interesting. So I'm definitely getting a friendship vibe here. So I don't know what you're changing about your friends. There's something about your friends. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we'll come back to that because your friends do show up here, and I don't know why I'm picking up your friends. It could be that whatever is happening here, work friends, personal friends. Oh, I'm definitely getting this energy. This is interesting. I don't usually get intuitive hits, not like this when I'm doing an astrology reading, but in this case I am pretty strongly. There might be an instance at work where you're aligning yourself with more people that kind of will further your goals, whatever goals that you're setting for yourself in a career setting. There's a group of people around you right now that want to help you, kind of lift you up, get you there, really offer their aid and support here. And this feels like it's the coming together in this 10th house energy. It feels like it's not just about like what you value at work, it's about the people that you value at work. And there's something about these people uplifting you. Those are going to be different people than the people that you spend like Friday night with or whatever, Saturday night with. Very different group. Anyway, we'll get back into the astrology piece. So with Mercury in Sagittarius, it will trine Mars retrograde in Leo. So whatever these conversations are, these growth, optimistic, let's change things for the better conversations, it's easily going to flow with whatever internal action that you're taking at home. Now, because we're talking about Sagittarius energy, it's going to be opposite this Gemini energy. And so these kind of conversations that were taking place, these kind of transformative growth type of conversations that are meant to help you release something to go after something else, it's going to be opposite any kind of internal growth that you're looking for when it comes to your personal finances. So we're back to that 2nd house, 8th house energy where you might be finding ways to earn more money, spend more money. I would say more spend money because this is an opposition energy, and it looks like you have been trying to grow your personal finances as opposed to your debt. But it looks like one is kind of more dominant than the other right now. And what's interesting about this Mercury in Sagittarius, so here's where I'm picking up your friends. It's going to square Saturn in Pisces. So when it comes to your personal group of friends, whatever it is that's changing, could be at your work environment, could be with the money that you earn, the money that you're spending here. It's going to make it difficult for you to work on those friendships. But it's not like those friendships have gone away, because there's a trine Neptune and Saturn here. So you do love and value your friends, and you do have these goals. You do have this ideal relationship with your friends in mind. It's just maybe something else is really more dominant, and it feels like it's your work. It feels like it's maybe the relationships there, and whatever it is that you're pursuing from a work environment. Maybe it was connected to buying a house, and you're kind of going through all the paperwork, trying to get all that stuff done, or maybe just moving in general. Maybe it's not buying a house as much as maybe moving to a place that's more affluent, or something that just costs more money. This Mercury in Sagittarius will sextile Pluto in Aquarius. And so it's creating an opportunity for changes to take place at work. So all of these conversations that you're having, and again, I get the sense of you have, because I can see them, there's like a group circling you right now. Like I can literally see a circle of people around you, and they want to help lift you up. And so there could be changes that take place within your work environment. It's a sextile. You're going to have to take advantage of the opportunity. It's not just going to present itself. So if people are encouraging you at work to do something, do it. They really are kind of thinking in your best interest there, at least what I'm picking up on. And then on the 21st, we have the sun enter Capricorn. And so this is the solstice, and we start to get a little bit of more sunlight every day if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. So I'm excited about that one. That one happens at 4:21 in the morning Eastern time. And so the sun in Capricorn, I mean, this is about expressing your goals. What do you need to do in order to get there? Setting up some sort of plan, some sort of strategy to make those a reality here. It is sitting in your house of growth and expansion. So it is about you expressing, okay, these are my ambitions, these are my goals, this is what I want to do in order to make those a reality. It's going to square the Mercury in Sagittarius. So whatever is changing, let me explain it this way instead. I'm going to stop myself mid-sentence. So when it comes to growth and expansion, this is really what you're trying to accomplish right now. That's ninth house energy. Eighth house energy is almost, if you think of it as like a replacement, you're letting something go to make room for something else. And so whatever conversations are, let's let something go, make room for something else here, as opposed to let's grow and expand. And so what you're doing over here with the eighth house is changing the composition of the base. Ninth house is saying, let's take the base and expand. This is where it's creating friction. This is where it's creating obstacles and challenges, because they are not energy that work well together. You can work with it. You just have to figure out a way to make that happen. And then we have Chiron stationed direct on the 29th at 4:13 in the afternoon Eastern time. And so Chiron, again, this is a wound that is, and for you specifically, beneath the surface, because it's sitting in your 12th house. So when it comes to things ending, or I'm definitely getting a fear of things ending. It's an internal wound that is making itself more prominent. So this Chiron in Aries will trine the moon in Sagittarius. So however you feel about whatever it is that you're releasing is going to help you address this inner wound. It's also going to trine Mercury in Sagittarius. So these conversations, these high-level optimistic conversations about what you can change, what you can go after here, it's going to easily flow with whatever this wound is, and maybe healing this wound, taking some sort of action on that wound. Chiron in Aries will sextile Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. And because of all of this fire, well, not really fire because Gemini is air, but with this energy here, it's creating an opportunity for you to work on the wound as it relates to maybe growing your personal finances here. Whatever work you've been doing to kind of grow and expand your personal finances, it's giving you an opportunity to heal this kind of inner wound. If your inner wound, because I picked up on that before, if your inner wound is connected to finances and being able to provide for yourself, that's where this is creating an opportunity. They really do kind of aid each other back and forth. They help each other out here. And then we have the new moon in Capricorn on the 30th at 5:27 p.m. Eastern time. And so now we've got the sun and the moon back to being the same degree point in the sky. So a lot of blending of energies, highlighting how do you feel about everything here. And so this is about your long-term growth. What kind of plans are you putting in place for your long-term growth here? I am definitely getting another intuitive hit. So Taurus, this is very unusual, but there's something about your long-term strategy and the way that you're expressing it right now. This has been something that you've wanted to say, haven't felt the right way to say it, or maybe the right avenue to pursue. There's something about the way that you're expressing it now. It's very different than the ways that you have in the past, maybe to a different group of people. Maybe you've got a different approach, that different avenue of pursuit. There's something about this, but you're very focused on your long-term strategic growth. And that's actually going to create an opportunity for you to work on your friendships here. It might make it a little bit more difficult to work on that internal wound here, but really your goal right now is about long-term strategy. It's long-term growth and expansion for yourself. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can pick up from that energy. No. Okay. So Taurus, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.